This wedding was an assignment for my Religion 2 class in Catholic school.
This one's wife. The total control of Harry. Hello, I'm HG Tudor. If you don't know this by now, well, you've really not been paying attention. But you know that the fundamental need that the narcissist has in relation to another human being is that of control. The narcissist is hypersensitive to threats to control. This is as a consequence of the narcissist having been forged in the crucible of a genetic predisposition towards narcissism allied with a lack of control environment. That lack of control environment means that the narcissism is scanning, surveilling, watching for potential threats to control, and then galvanizes the narcissist, motivates the narcissist through the creation of feelings and thoughts to ensure that people are kept under control, that people are brought under control, and that threats to control are nullified. This means that any individual that a narcissist interacts with, as soon as they come up on the narcissist's radar, the narcissism determines, is this person under control? Yes, good, keep them under control. No, get them under control. Don't know, get them under control. And you should be aware that the 3 assertions of control, something that you can learn more about from the Knowledge Vault, are part of the paramount understanding of the way that the narcissist goes about his or her activities. The victims of the narcissist must be controlled. Sometimes that might just be for a few moments. Sometimes it could be for an elongated period of time. Sometimes it's for hours at a time, and then more hours. It varies on the dynamic. Those individuals, of course, that have long-standing relationships with the narcissist, friends, family members, intimate partners, and especially those who are primary sources, find themselves subjected to a whole smorgasbord of manipulations that are designed, both in terms of benign and malign ways, to ensure that this control is obtained. Harry is no different. As the intimate partner primary source of a narcissist, this one's wife, he finds himself subjected to her pathological need for control every single time he comes up on the radar. Should he wake up next to her in the morning, she has to control him. When he comes through the front door, she has to control him. When she rings him up, she has to control him. When he sends her a text message, she has to control him. When he's sat in the kitchen minding his own business and she's there, she has to control him. When he's in the shower and she walks into the bathroom, she has to control him. When they go to an event together, she has to control him. When they're sat in the car going somewhere, she has to control him. Over and over and over again, her narcissism acts to control him. Many people have not necessarily appreciated the extent to which this one's wife exercises control over Harry. She does this through all these various manipulations. She does so through the physical assertion of control, utilizing the grip of doom on him, prodding him in the back, steering him, moving him out of the way, stepping in front of him. She does it by the provision of spicy poontang, flattering him, making it seem like she cares with false compassion. She controls him with circular conversations and insult. She controls him with pity plays. She controls him by alienation, withdrawal, belittlement, invalidation, the utilization of guilt, provocation, projection, blame shifting, triangulation with an object, triangulation with a person. She revises history. She uses vagueness and promised change. She uses future faking and flattery. She uses feigned misunderstanding. She uses deflection. She uses false accusation, and many more. Part of this control over Harry is essentially telling him how he should think. Many narcissists basically speak for you, tell you that they know you better than you know yourself, that they tell you how you should be thinking and how you should be feeling, because this is the sense of entitlement of the narcissist and the absence of boundary recognition. You have been bolted onto the narcissist, which means that the narcissist essentially believes that you are an extension of the narcissist, and therefore they are able to speak for you. They know how you're thinking. They know how you're functioning. And many people don't grasp this. They don't realise the extent to which Harry is influenced by his wife. There are many that just think that he's a brat of himself. And of course, as I've explained, he does have strong narcissistic traits. But there are many people who have underestimated the extent to which Harry is actually controlled by her in the way that he makes decisions, in the way that he conducts himself, in the way that he's told what to think about, what matters, what's important. She rules the roost. She has to. She's a narcissist. And a piece of information which has been presented on the subreddit, saying this one's wife, they use a full name, I do not, which was posted by Septimations, sheds further light on this total control of Harry and reaffirms precisely what I've been telling you all along. Naturally, I'll leave it up to you to make a determination as to the veracity of this material, but on the basis that it is correct, it demonstrates precisely what I've been telling you about the necessity of control and the nature of the dynamic between these two. The poster has taken it from somewhere else where the name has been redacted, which has come from somewhere else on Reddit, and it states as follows. I used to work at a PR firm that had this one's wife and Harry as clients. This one's wife tells Harry what to say. Control. She has somehow convinced Harry that she knows better than him. Control. I don't know about now, but she used to critique every interview Harry had, control, and coach him on how to nail the next interview, control. She thought she was smarter, delusion, grandiosity, and more experienced than us, their PR team, delusion, and she undermined us all the time, manipulation, control, when she was managing Harry. We all hated working with her. Harry is terrified of saying the wrong thing because he knows this one's wife will lay onto him. I think they mean lay into him. That is typical, of course, of the victim of the narcissist, that they tread on eggshells because they've learned that if they say or do the wrong thing, all hell breaks loose. The author continues by stating, this is what you're witnessing. Say what you want about Harry, but he is in an abusive relationship. I'm hesitant to share details about myself or my role at the company to avoid giving away my identity or the company's identity, but I'll say this. Some of us on my team have met them virtually or in person, but the whole team worked closely on their campaigns. So I think we were all privy to their ideas and shenanigans. This one's wife had some really bad and self-important ideas, LOL. To protect my identity, I'll speak for my team, not for myself. We all shared the opinion that this one's wife ruled the roost, control, and Harry mostly went along just to keep the peace, treading on eggshells. If this one's wife had a really bad idea that could damage their brand or obliterate the royal family's image, Harry spoke up, but otherwise he was like, whatever. We didn't know what their relationship was like on a daily basis, so we don't know how she abused him or how often. But we could see that he was afraid and tired of her. He seemed like a nice person, just quiet and subdued. This one's wife took the lead, controlled. She controlled all the conversations, domination of conversation control, and made the big decisions, control. Harry was just there. We have seen her berate Harry on a few occasions, and if she was willing to speak to him like that in public, then how much worse was she in private? Their relationship did not seem healthy. The poster also continues, stating, it appeared that they rarely took our advice. We spent much more time putting out fires for them than proactively cultivating a positive image for them. This goes to demonstrate that this one's wife isn't this Svengali-type Machiavellian character, but she regularly fucks up by virtue of schoolgirl errors, meaning that the PR people have to fight fires after her. We wanted their image to be a quiet, old money type of family that was involved in charities and meaningful work. Their Archwell Foundation was a step in the right direction, but they just had to go and trash the royal family, smearing, and create a lot of drama for themselves. I'm not saying or denying that we were their PR firm at the time, but that's a good example of how they didn't particularly care about their own public image beyond their royal connections. They saw their situation as a David versus Goliath type of situation, victimhood. In their eyes, no one in Hollywood or US politics wanted to work with them because they were afraid of the rich and powerful royal family. Deflection. It's not our fault, it's their fault. This one's wife and Harry were more concerned about portraying themselves as victims of the royal family rather than building a positive image that's independent of their royal background. I feel comfortable divulging this information because it's clear that every PR firm they've worked with have had this problem with them. They just won't learn. None of that is a surprise when you understand that she's a narcissist. But there's more. The author states, this one's wife was full of bad ideas, but in my opinion, this one was the worst. She thought she had her ace in the hole, Simon Durante Day, the guy in Australia that claims that he is King Charles and Queen Camilla's love child. She bought the conspiracy theory hook, line and sinker. She pressured Harry to contact Simon and get a DNA test, and she tried to get us to back her up. We didn't. She thought that going public with the DNA results would vindicate her, but first she wanted to see if she could use the DNA results to blackmail King Charles and Queen Camilla into issuing a public apology and endorsing this one's wife and Harry's endeavours publicly. She was convinced she would get publicity either way. Harry refused to sink that low. My team speculated that she would have her kids do a DNA test, but as far as I know, that never happened. As stated, you can make your own mind up about this material as to whether you believe it or not. But if it is accurate, it only goes to demonstrate what I've been telling you all along about the total control that this one's wife has of Harry. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.